You know what really grinds my gears? The evolution of JavaScript. Or should I say devolution, because it's only getting worse. Yeah, I said it. And I went there. JavaScript, the language that started as a cute little helper for changing button colors, and now powers every website, every toaster, and probably your smart fridge's ice cube animation. And somehow, with every passing year, it gets worse. Not because it's evil. I mean, frankly, it's a little cursed, if you ask me. But because every framework built on top of it solves a problem no one asked for while creating six new problems. And now we have to Google and ChatGPT at 2 a.m. the entire stack trace to answer what the heck is going on and what's broken. But let's take a step back for a second. How did it all start, this framework madness? Well, it started with jQuery, the original gateway drug, OG. Back in the day, we just wanted to make a div disappear and reappear like David Blaine. And jQuery delivered. You typed $, some gibberish, and bam! Your element slides away like it's got stage fright. jQuery was the duct tape of the web. It made everything work. Until it didn't. Then you were knee-deep in chain functions, undocumented plugins, and a codebase that looked like a ransom note written by a squirrel on Adderall. That squirrel, by the way, is probably a developer. Just saying. And just as you were figuring it out, AngularJS busts through the wall like the Kool-Aid man yelling, "You need two-way data binding and a digest cycle." Two-way data binding? What is this, a relationship? And what the heck's a digest cycle? I want to submit a contact form. That's all I wanted to do. Yeah, you'd blink and suddenly your entire app was broken because some random dollar scope got out of sync, and now your button won't work unless you sacrifice a chicken and restart the whole app. And then you got to figure out whether you're using the right this, because this is not this is that. And then you got to take that and mark it as this. You know, software development. Then you got React comes in strolling with a hoodie and a smug little smirk and a big beard and those glasses. And just goes out there telling you like a LinkedIn post, "Angular's bloated, a minimalist. I'm just components, bro." And you're like, okay, finally. Sanity. I can work with this. Then it hits you with JSX. And now HTML is cosplaying as JavaScript, and JavaScript is cosplaying as HTML, and state lives in these little cursed functions called hooks. And every time your app re-renders, React's like, "Oh, sorry, you didn't wrap that in a use memo? Guess I'm re-rendering the whole everything forever. Oopsie." You try to console log something and React just laughs and throws you into an infinite use effect loop until you see your own ancestors. At least you'd wish. Maybe your ancestors can help. Then Vue slides into your DMs like a cool stepdad of the front-end frameworks. "Hey, buddy, don't worry, champ. I'm easy to use, super intuitive. We'll build it together." And it is. For about 5 minutes. Then you try to build something bigger, and now you're juggling data methods, computed, watch, refs, and some weird thing called a composition API that turns your clean little file into a soup of magical reactivity and spiritual suffering. It's like React and Angular had a baby during Burning Man and gave it a French name. But then, out of the abyss crawls Next.js, the prodigal son, wearing a Patagonia vest and holding a slide deck titled "The Future of Web Development." And Next.js is like, "Yo, dog, I heard you like React. So I put React inside of your React. With routing, API routes, middleware, edge function, server-side rendering, static generation, incremental static regeneration, and React server components." And you're just standing there like, but I wanted a landing page. Next.js makes you believe it's easy. Just create a file. That's a route. Then you blink and you're deep in the app router jungle trying to figure out if your component is rendering on the server, the client side, or in the metaphysical void in between or not at all. So you're 17 folders deep. and you don't know where you're going. And when you finally wrap your brain around it, they go, hey, we changed everything in version 13. You need layouts now, nested ones, with suspense boundaries. What the heck is a suspense boundary? And loading files, huh? And error files, what? And magic, a lot of magic. Oh my gosh, so much magic. React server components, hydration boundaries, client transitions with optimistic UI. Dude, I'm building a pizza website. I don't need 3 render modes. I need a working add to cart button. And then you deploy it on Vercel, and suddenly the logs are filled with cryptic messages like rendering failed in edge region BLR2 due to a timeout while streaming dynamic route payload hydration boundary mismatch. What what does that even mean? Pretty sure the devs of Next.js don't even know what that means. Now you're fed up. You want something different, something simple. That's when Svelte shows up in a white robe and sandals, like it just came back from a meditation retreat. Hey, you don't need a framework. You need a compiler. At this point, you're so burnt out, you'll believe anything. You take it. You try it. Oh, it feels amazing. At first, until your project grows, and suddenly you're knee-deep in SvelteKit edge cases and experimental routing features that require sacrificing a yak and reading forum posts written in Elvish. Then just when you're ready to throw your laptop in the volcano, Astro's like, what if you don't run JavaScript at all? Wait, what? Huh? Yeah, we don't hydrate by default. It's all static by default. JavaScript is opt-in, you're free. And you're like, yes, finally, this is what I want. This is the way. Until you try to make one button interactive and end up creating a new island component, configuring hydration directives, enabling partial page rendering, and writing Markdown in JSX wrapped in YAML with embedded client scripts that run on hover. And all you wanted was a button. So yeah, that's what grinds my gears. JavaScript didn't evolve. It mutated like a radioactive gremlin that reproduces every 3 months, and each child is more unstable than the last. Every framework promised to simplify things, and instead, they each add new abstractions, new rules, new gotchas, and a fresh new way to ruin your week. And now, building a web page feels like you're assembling a nuclear reactor with IKEA instructions written in Esperanto. I don't want hydration strategies. I didn't ask for that. I don't want routing configs. I don't want 12 build tools, a monorepo, and a philosophical debate over the merits of SSR versus CSR versus ISR versus what the hell R is hot this week. I want a button that works. Okay, maybe a navbar. And maybe not cry while deploying. But until then, JavaScript and all the 37 frameworks built on top of it, you officially grind my gears.